We'll take a couple extra minutes here on our backs, using the support of whatever prop underneath the shoulders. And since we're blessed with a couple extra minutes here, maybe as we come down onto the back, rest the head, lift the heart. Find whatever leg position feels good to you. I'm taking a supported rest, knees resting on each other so that my low back, my hips, I can feel them all resting firmly on my mat, totally supported. Hands resting on my body, closing down my eyes. Let's all just take a deep breath in through the nose and sigh that breath out of the mouth. Let it go. Inhale, breathing in fresh air, fresh prana, letting that prana touch every cell, every organ as you deeply breathe in. And then let that breath wash through the body, again, touching and caressing organs and muscles and joints, and just let the body feel heavy and relaxed. A couple more breaths just like this. It's midweek, whatever projects or goals you set out at the beginning of the week. Midweek is the time to examine kind of where you are in those projects, and so just think about what you wanted to accomplish during the week. What obstacles are showing up in your way? And then we know just breathing through those obstacles helps us to gather some momentum, helps us to focus a little bit better in reaching those goals for ourselves. Take another deep breath in through the nose, really inflating through the collarbone area. Again, we've lifted up that thoracic, so enjoy the spreading of the upper body, the relaxation of the shoulders down and away from the ears. Hands to the belly is soft. One more breath here. And then we'll bring the palms face down on the upper thigh so that the heel of the hand and the hip crease rest there together. The feet are parallel, the thighs are hip distance apart. We're just going to take a couple sweeps here with the palms riding up towards the knees and down. We're going to move with some breath just to feel into how the spine, how the front body feels this morning. So inhaling, really draw the belly in and up into that rib basket. And then exhale, sliding the hands towards the knees, lifting the shoulders off the mat. So it's not so much about tugging the head forward as it is about lifting the shoulder blades. And then slowly let the hands fall back down to the hip crease. So take about 5 more. Maybe each time loosening up just a little bit more. Watching those fingers slide up maybe a little bit higher. And really drawing in the belly to protect the low back. Last one, come back down. Remove the prop from underneath the head. Maybe lower it just one if you had it on a mid-rise, just so that the transition to coming down onto the back of the head doesn't seem as pronounced. And then once you arrive there, interlace around the head. Let the elbows go wide. So this is your chance to either unroll the towel a little bit because maybe It feels like it's biting you a bit in your breath, such as mine. So I'm just going to unroll it a bit, still maintaining the lift. And then bring the elbows up to the ceiling. Draw the belly in. We're going to take that 4-part movement. So on your inhale, belly comes in. Exhale, come up. And then curl the elbows in towards the knees. Inhale, come back halfway. And exhale, release. So again, inhale to halfway. Exhale to curl in. Lower down halfway. And exhale completely. So let's take about 4. Each movement, a breath. Moving into the muscles in the upper chest under the sternum. Exhale up and curl and lower. And then as you come back down, open up the elbows and take a rest. Now, if that movement was good and you could feel it, I'd like you to stay there. If you want to add in the diagonal twist, elbow to knee, you can join me here. Always knowing that you can come back to just the original version of just coming up and curling in. So on the inhale, elbows in. On the exhale, come up halfway. Lift the left knee, right elbow towards that knee. Inhale, come back halfway. And exhale, lower down. Other side, inhale, come up. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, come back halfway. Exhale, lower down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So the thing we're watching, 2 things here. Number 1, we're gazing straight up. Number 2, we're not pulling on our head. The head is resting in the clasp of the hands. And we're not drawing that knee past the hip point. We're actually stopping the knee, even though it could come further, so that we can reach further. So the idea isn't the knee coming in as much as it is the lift of the shoulders. Last round. Wonderful. Come back, open up the elbows. Walk the feet in towards the hips just a bit. We're going to just open up the front and the back body by flowing maybe 5 bridges here. So just to see if we can get some release through the whole trunk. Arms resting beside your body, palms down. Soften those shoulders here. Good. And we're going to press into the heels. As you press into the heels, lift the hips, lift the arms. Hips come up, arms rest overhead. And then when you're ready to exhale, exhale all the air out as the hips and the hands return. Take 4 more on your own. Use the big breath to come up and the slow exhale to come down. On this last one, as you lift the hips up, hold them up. Take a full breath here, a big inhale in. Slow exhale out. Take 1 more inhale. And then on the exhale, slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, return to the mat. Draw the knees into the chest. Take a rock along the sacrum. And then replanting the feet, hip distance apart and parallel. We'll remove the towel or bolster and place it underneath the sacrum. So just again, what we just did with our bridge, picking up the hips, shifting the towel underneath the sacrum, making sure it's not on the low back, and bringing the feet to, or the legs to a tabletop position. Arms can grab onto the side of your mat for a little bit of leverage, or I like to place my fingertips on my low belly so I can feel the contraction of the muscle you need. And as you inhale, draw the belly in. We're just going to take some heel taps here. So starting on the left, belly is in, inhale, and drop the heel down. On your exhale, slowly pull it up. Inhale, opposite side, tap lightly, slowly bring it back up. Just alternate back and forth. If you're like me and you have your fingertips on your low belly, you'll feel exactly the muscles that you're working here. We'll take one more each side. And then lower the feet down. Good. Same thing. We're going to tuck that pelvis in just a bit. This time we're going to take legs straight up. We're going to alternate the heel taps. Again, if you begin to feel this into the back of the body, don't come down as far, or just stay with the version that we were using. Try to keep your femur bones right in line, plugged into the hip socket. Deep breath in, belly's in. Exhale slowly, lower the heel. Inhale fully, leg comes back. So alternate. Nice mindful movement. Feel all of the muscles that are engaged. It's not just the belly, it's the hip flexor here as you lower. It's the quad as you draw up. Take about 3 more each side. We'll finish with just returning the legs up towards the ceiling. Last part of this exercise is both legs going together. Again, you will only see me come down about 1/3 of the way, just to, again, to protect my back. But you take whichever version, tapping heels or both legs, and you just modify as to how it feels in your body. So again, draw the navel in to support the spine. Heels press up. As you're ready, lower both legs, any amount. Inhale back up. Good. So don't hold your breath here. Use the breath to kind of fill those muscles. Fresh energy. Let's take 5 more. Extending long, lifting up. All right, last one. Draw the knees into the chest. And as you draw them in, because you're using the towel or the bolster, let those hips roll up here. So as you draw the knees to the chest, the whole glutes, hips lift and round, and you find a rounding into the low back. Take a breath here. And then plant the feet down. Lift the hips up just to slide the towel out. Walk the feet the distance of the mat. That's just windshield wiper, knees back and forth. Kind of washing out the lower back. And heel toe the feet back so you're hip distance apart. Draw the knees up so we're coming back to that tabletop. Grab your block, put it between your knees. So number one, just check knees right in line with the hip bones. Again, you can hold on to the side of your mat here. We're going to work into the obliques, just moving the knees from one side to the other. Inhale, draw the belly in, soften the shoulders down. As you're ready for the exhale, squeeze the block and take the knees to the right. Any amount. As you're ready for the inhale, squeeze the block to bring it back to center. And exhale to the other side. Nice, slow and controlled. So you're just going to the point that you feel the stretch along the whole side body. One more each side. And then as you come back to center, kind of level out the hips. We're going to go to one side. We're going to hover for a full breath. So again, you judge the distance that you want to take this to your edge here. Squeeze the block in, belly in on the inhale. On the exhale, over to the right. Keep squeezing the block. Lower the knees to the point of sensation on the left side. And for your breath, as you inhale fully, exhale slow and see where you can release some of the gripping here. Inhaling, exhaling. Squeeze the block, return to neutral. Pause in neutral. Gather the belly back in, take the deep breath in. And on the exhale, let's take it to the left. Any amount, squeeze that block. Breathing into the right rib cage. Deep breath in, fills the body. Exhale out, nice and soft. Soften where you can soften. And then bring yourself back up to center. Remove the block, draw the knees in. Again. Place the hands lightly on top of the knees. Let's just circle the knees wide, down and back into the chest. And as the knees are away from you in that circle, really rock down towards that tailbone so that as you bring the knees into the chest, you feel the whole massage all the way up the spinal cord. And let's reverse that. Good. Rolling off to one side, making your way to all fours. Stacking through the joints. Let's just roll through a couple cat-cows. Again, with the big inhale in, lift the heart space, drop the belly, and lift the pelvis. Nice arch. Feel into that. And then exhaling. Round the tailbone in, tuck the chin, shoulder blades high. Drop it down on the inhale. Make it feel good on the exhale. Coming back to that neutral table, drop yourself down onto your forearms. Right foot steps back to the ball of the foot. Left foot joins it. So I've got hip distance apart in my feet. Option to keep the forearms parallel, or if you'd like a little bit more support, maybe you interlace the palms at the center of the mat, pressing into the forearms, send that chest forward. Support the spine with a nice strong core, navel in, heels are back. Take a nice slow inhale in through the nose. And a nice slow exhale out of the nose. So really use your breath here. Always the option to drop the knees. Big breath in. If you have the hands clasped, number one, you can stay just like this. Number two, moving into a side forearm plank. Release the clasp, send the left forearm across the mat, roll onto the edge of the feet, and open yourself up to the right. You can still stay in your forearm plank. If you're inside, lift the hips high, draw the belly in. Notice your breath. Notice your wobbles, all those stabilizer muscles, your core igniting here. One more breath. And then slowly roll back. Forearm plank. Reestablish your breath. Reestablish your alignment. Chest forward, heels back. Drop the knees. Stay just like this. Or right forearm across. Roll onto the blade edge. Lift the hips. So it is the lifting of the hips here. Notice your breath. Working all those muscles all at one time. Slowly coming back. Forearm plank. Lower the hips to the mat. Untuck the toes. Come back. Forearms parallel to each other. Elbows right underneath the shoulders. On your inhale, energetically drag the elbows and the palms towards your body, lifting up the sternum, feeling the stretch from the navel to the collarbone. Take a full breath. Stacking the palms one on top of the other, allowing the elbows to go wide. Shimmy out your hips. Option to windshield wiper here as well. Shake out the back body. And plant the palms right underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, coming through your tabletop, send the hips back. Let's find a child's pose. Knees wide, big toes together. Again, you can stack the palms here. You can make it active, reaching the fingers forward, really stretching out the entire spine. But wherever you are, find a moment of stillness, a moment to really feel the blood rushing through your body, a moment to really notice that when you truly use that long exhale, the body just simply melts. The nervous system quiets. The chatter goes away. And here you meet yourself. Anytime. Namaste. Thank you.